That guy knows his stuff. It always points you in the right direction, and everything they got there is always at a good price. It's at Douglas and Hillside. Anytime you need some booze, head on down to Orange.
Diaper Jam 2025, once again coming to you from Bourbon Street Bar and Grill on South Seneca.
Make sure you get out there April 19th. Aaron and Austin show is going to be there all day long.
We got loads of bands and vendors. It's going to be a really good time. You should come out.
Bring a pair of diapers. You get into the door for free. Not 2 pairs, 6 pairs.
Yeah, me too. I need.
I don't know why I got pairs in my head.
Please wear diapers. It's a Diaper Jam.
You did wear diapers.
Yeah. Sacred Leaf is Wichita's favorite CBD store in town. Go check out Nikki. Tell her that the Aaron and Austin Show sent you. For the best selection of gummies and the highest possible legal THC that you can find in Wichita, go check out Sacred Leaf.
Whiskey Dick's definitely an Aaron and Austin Show favorite. Get out there anytime. They have specials every day on food and drinks. They got happy hour from 3 to 6. And how many whiskeys they got in that place, Aaron?
I think they have the most whiskeys in town. And every Monday you can do any whiskey under $25 a shot for half price.
I think there's 700 plus in that.
Probably so. So Mopigs is just north of West and Central in the old Game Exchange building.
And there's really, you can find a little bit of everything from collectibles to Pokemon cards to action figures to video games. They have a lot of cool stuff in there, and you can also get art by Stephanie Nash. Make sure you check out Mopigs and everything. PK Pest Management. For all your pest control needs, get with Austin or contact 316-305-7108. And it's also fly season, so if you need that fly spray, get with it.
On Tuesdays, you can usually find the Aaron and Austin Show hanging out at the Cowboy Inn. It's one of our favorite sponsors. Every Tuesday, they have an open mic there hosted by Jacoby Lee Winter.
So get down and check us out on Tuesday nights and check out the Cowboy Inn all the time.
Check out the Rusty Nail for everyday food and drink specials, especially Hammer Time. Every day from 4 to 7, half-price drinks. And on Saturdays, we have some of the best live music in town.
Get with PK Pest Management for all of your pest control needs, 316-305-7108. For any termite inspections or anything under the sun, we'll take care of any problem that you have.
Be sure you visit the Jukebox on Seneca and Walker. They have great daily drink specials and karaoke and live music on the weekends. Go check out the Jukebox.
Great food today from Papa C's food truck, Papa C's barbecue.
Yeah. I had a little brisket mac. That was good.
I just ate straight brisket today. We went down, didn't we, Annie?
Yeah, you went about a half pound of brisket.
Yeah, we went straight brisket today. It was delicious.
Good.
Thank you. And we always love to get Angie's Tacos at the Cowboys after. Angie's got the tightest tacos in town, so make sure you get over there.
If you make that her slogan, I swear to God.
I'm trying my hardest. But and she's also at Shamrock some nights, so follow Angie's Tacos.
She's
all
been
over the place.
expanding. Yeah,
Yep.
she's been doing it.
I love it. I love it.
It is
I'm
a
here
great
for
theme
it.
song. It really makes me
Saturday morning cartoon ninjas.
We really got lucky with Aaron and John making the theme song and Jordan
Michael Jordan Broadneck's
making the logo real early for us, so we appreciate you.
We didn't plan out the shirt thing.
Yeah, that just kind of worked
It
out.
does
today.
happen every once in a while.
Yeah, we do have some of the same shirts.
You're just twinning today, dude. I love it. I love it.
Well, it's like we do enough events together where we get the same shirts. Like Nowhere Grill, we have Nowhere Grill shirts.
Okay.
We have Aaron Austin Show
Damn
shirts.
Jam,
Diaper Jam, Damn Jams.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we do enough events together that we get the same shirts.
Yep.
It's bound to happen once in a while.
And shout out to all of those, some of those that are sponsors. We get to all the big sponsors and all the people that keep the lights on here at the Aaron and Austin Show. We're going to give you just a little more love. R&J's, Whiskey Dicks, the Rusty Nail, and Mopigs. Those people really keep us going. So we really appreciate you.
And if you want to give us shirts, man, we're big guys. We're like half a billboard. So like,
yeah, don't give me that.
Like,
don't give me that cheap ass 3X.
Throw
shirt.
your brand on this big ass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Let's go.
Yeah, because I mean they see me coming a mile away with this.
That's
shirt.
right. That's right. They're gonna see you.
But we got a special Saturday show. So Aaron's working tonight. Annie's working tonight. I appreciate you guys coming in. But we got someone special, little local celebrity. Celebrity, Jaelen Johnston, coming in today. I appreciate you, brother.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I think we have to preface that voice contestant.
There we go.
There
Jaelen
it
Johnston.
is. I think everybody already knew.
Yeah,
I think everybody already knew the thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
hey man, you have done so we've had other locals on The Voice,
right?
And you have passed. Well, you have in the competition. You've gone further than anybody we've ever had in there, man. So congratulations,
Thanks,
big
man.
ups,
Thank
man.
you,
Yeah,
dude. No, it's been crazy.
So it's been pretty whirlwindy.
Oh Lord, yeah. I mean, it's definitely been an experience. I mean, I think I wasn't even going to do the show, to be quite honest with you. I was going to skip out on. I was like, oh no, I'll just keep playing bar gigs. And my mom actually called me while I was at work, and she was like, hey, what are you doing after work? And I was like, I mean, probably coming home. And she's like, okay, well, you have an audition. And I was like, for what? And then, she finally tells me, I'm like, oh, okay. So, I ended up doing it. I think that was definitely the biggest blessing.
So mom signed you up?
Yes. Behind my back, didn't even tell me.
Okay, so where was the sign-ups at? What was the first?
So it was an online deal, and you went, you submitted, and I think the first thing we had to do was 3 90-second takes of 3 different songs.
Okay.
And they
so a minute and a half. Give us a little bit of 3 of your songs.
Like a phone video, send it in.
Are they wanting those to be originals, or can it be anything?
No, I mean you can do whatever you want. I think I ended up doing Stone by Whiskey Meyer, Purple Rain by Prince in a country version. And then
great.
I can't remember the other one. It might have been Tennessee Whiskey or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But,
so you just kind of find something that's going to hit your register right and make you sound good.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what you should do. So what happens after that? To run us down the process, you submit those 3 things, and then kind of just wait. I'm sure.
Oh, dude. I mean, I think you submit those 3 things. About 75 Zoom meetings later, you finally get flown out, and you're waiting on the blind audition. You do a little bit of work behind the scenes. And then finally, you do your blind audition. Blinds, battles, knockouts, playoffs, lives. That's the structure.
So
of the
the blind
show,
is where how we start, where they're not looking at you.
Yes.
And you got 4 judges, and anybody who's not completely aware of the show, they're not looking at you, and they can turn, and then you get the chance after you're done to pick which one of them you want to work with. Right. Is that how that goes?
Yeah.
So say that again. Blinds, battles, playoffs, knockouts.
No. It's so blind audition. Then you have your battle round, which all that one is a duet between you and somebody else on your team.
Saw that.
And then the knockout is also technically it's against your own team, but it's not a duet. You sing a song,
your team down a little bit.
Yeah,
you basically you kind of cutting down who's going to be with each of the big people.
Right. And then playoffs. I mean, everybody from your team sings a song, and then they pick 2 or 3 to go through.
Oh wow.
So you get the blind audition. How many people turn around for you?
I had 3. I had 3 chair turns.
3 out of the 4, so that's balling.
Yep.
That's balling. So now you're sitting there shitting your pants.
Dude. I'll tell you what. So I was just fine. So, I went out. Everything's dark. I saw Mom and Auntie. I was like, oh, awesome. I got this. And they're giving me thumbs up. I'm like, okay, I feel better. Everything's dark. And, I sang Where the Wild Things Are by Luke Combs. Kind of a somber-ish song.
That's a good one, too. Got a lot of views. Got a lot of
it.
views on YouTube as well.
Yeah, man, that was a blessing. That was awesome to see. But, no, man, I get out there and, everything's dark. I start. And then the lights start going up a little bit, and when I opened my mouth, the crowd reacted, which I think that's what threw me off. I thought they were just a studio audience. They're sitting there. I thought, they click a button and it's claps. Yeah, but it's like a genuine reaction.
It's a genuine audience.
So they were like, oh, and I was like, ah. And I didn't really know what to do, you know what I mean? So no, man, they turn the lights on. All of a sudden it gets bright. I'm seeing people on left and right. I'm seeing the chairs. I'm like, oh, shit, this is real.
Holy shit, I'm here.
This is that set I see.
Holy shit, I'm here.
Right. And then, I think I went from I really need this to don't mess it up as soon as I saw, I believe it was Adam was my first chair turn. And then it was Bublé, and then it was Kelsey Ballerini, actually. So as soon as I saw Adam, I was like, oh, you're real too. I was like,
holy shit, he's here.
I don't know when you got here, but that's kind of wild. No, it was crazy, man. It's crazy.
So when you're sitting there and you're in all, you got to feel great that you got some chair turns.
Yes.
I mean, if you're on the show, that's what you're looking for, obviously. Right. So you got 3 people staring in your face. How did you know? Did you know? Who did you know was going to pick you as your coach?
So I knew I was going to go with Kelsey when I went in there. I knew, I kind of figured, me being a country artist and her also being a country artist, I feel like that's the best fit, And
that's
I mean,
smart.
I do want to say, hopefully Adam Levine sees this, but I appreciate him so much for turning around. I appreciate.
He watches the show all the time.
Good, man. I'll send it to him. No, but I feel like if I was on his team, I'd be paired up with R&B. You know what I mean? If I'm on Bublé's team, I'm paired up with crooners and songs that are outside of my wheelhouse. With Kelsey, man. I felt like that was more geared towards what I want to sing. You know what I mean?
I need to have a better, in the battle. Just thinking ahead is smart. When you got the battle and stuff next, it's not such a crazy, diverse, different thing that you're battling against. Right. That's a smart move.
And I mean, when say you're a country artist battling an R&B person, all that comes down to is what the coaches like to hear, what the audience likes to hear. It's just 2 completely different styles. So it's kind of hard to do a fair battle on that.
Well, you can't compare apples and oranges, really.
Right.
Thing.
Right.
So you pick your coach. What happens next?
Battle rounds after that, man.
So do you get to work with them at all?
Oh,
or
yeah.
is it? So how's that process?
So I mean, you work with a little bit of everybody out there. There's a lot of production. There's also a lot of time with your coach. You know, you talk to your coach one-on-one. I think the coolest thing, which I don't know if a lot of people know, but after you're done, you know, you go do your interviews. There's times the coaches come back. I mean, the cameras are cut and they come back. They give you a few pointers. They talk to you like, hey, you did great.
Get a little real.
Right.
Not so scripted.
Exactly.
Stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, that's awesome. You know, I got to talk to all the coaches after my blind, actually. Nice. So that was really cool. That was really cool.
So who's the one coach that we can shame that didn't turn around?
Legend, but no, I love John Legend.
Was
though,
it
man.
John Legend?
He had some good stuff to say, though. He had some good stuff
Come
to
on,
say.
John Legend.
Hey, and he's still back to giving you pointers, right?
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
So what's some of the best advice you hear out of these guys, man? What are they telling you?
The biggest thing, I mean, it sounds tacky, don't get me wrong, but be true to yourself as an artist. You know, if you're gonna sing something out of your wheelhouse, make it yours. Don't sing it like the artist.
Yeah.
Don't do all this extra stuff. Do it exactly the way you would sing
advice.
it. Right, 100%.
Yeah.
Don't karaoke it. Basically, is
right.
what it sounds like. You know,
Exactly.
put it in your
Exactly.
in your genre.
Yeah,
in your
it sounds cliche, but yeah, know yourself well enough
Exactly.
to put yourself in a position for success.
And I mean, I know you do live music. I've heard you sing before, and I remember hearing covers that you did, and they don't sound like the original artist. You know,
I
you
don't want
put your
them
own,
to.
exactly.
Yeah, sing you.
Exactly.
Sing you. And that's a lot.
right.
A lot of times people don't realize that if you just still sing in the same tempo as the song, you can sing it like you. You don't have to try to mimic the artist that sung the song. And that's why I think a lot of more. It's
That
more,
version already been done.
Well, it's more fun,
Right,
and it's
right.
more fun
You know.
to hear that version. It doesn't come off so karaoke and so bland.
And especially at a show, you know, I feel like if they're coming out to your show, if they wanted to hear the artist the way they did it, they would have just looked it up on their phone. You know what I mean? You got to
right.
put your own
Damn right.
twist on it.
So before we get into the battles part, let's rewind it a little bit.
Okay.
Where did the music venture start?
Oof.
So are you originally Derby?
Wow. Yes,
from
sir.
Derby?
Yep.
So did you graduate Derby High School?
I did. Yep.
Yeah. So did you play a little at the school, or
yeah.
what?
No.
How was where was the musical start?
So I played, you know, football, baseball, all the sports, you know, kept me out of trouble.
Keeps you going to school.
When I was
It really
16, oh dude, it did.
It really does.
It did. You know, I love sports. I think, you know, PE and lunch were my favorite 2 hours of the day. So
Yeah, me too.
no, it was I think music started for me. So for my 16th, I was 16 years old and it was on Christmas. So I'm just gonna say my 16th Christmas. My grandpa and grandma actually, so I think it was everybody in the family, but they're the ones that picked out the guitar and they got me a Taylor. And I can't remember what
Nice one.
model the Taylor was, but I mean it had a great sound. It was kind of
Is that acoustic
brighter.
guitar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It was an electric acoustic, so I could plug it in. They got me a little amp and everything. And my grandpa actually started teaching me. And initially, man, I hated guitar. I couldn't get behind it. I couldn't understand it. It was
It's a
one of the
hard
most
thing.
It was
It's a
the
hard
most
thing
challenging
here.
thing I've done. And then he tells me, he's like, "Oh, well, you know, if you're gonna sing with the guitar." And I try that, and I'm like, "Dude, I can't do this shit. You know, I don't know what I'm doing." And he taught me E minor, G, D, and C, and those were the first 4 chords he taught me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you know,
buddy. There you go.
I started running with it a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll put it down." And then, unfortunately, about 5 years ago, he had a brain aneurysm, and so you know that was a whole situation. The ambulance came, they took him to the hospital. The doctors were too tired to operate, I guess, from what they said.
No,
So
give me a break.
yeah, right. So they waited till the next day. He ended up having an ischemic stroke on the table. And then, you know, his short term's kind of fried. He's not quite right anymore, so he can't teach guitar anymore. So I think ever since that moment, I started running with it more. I had my first gig at the Rusty Nail,
Yeah, I
actually.
remember. Yeah, we did. You kind of had like a tour back
Yes,
show here
yes.
recently. So shout out to the Rusty Nail,
And that
good
was
sponsor
crazy.
of ours, and
That was
Shauna.
crazy. I do appreciate them having me out for
Yeah.
sure. That was my first gig I ever played was Brunch, and you know that was
Did
was
you book
before
that,
everything
Sean?
happened with
I
him.
didn't,
but
I didn't book that. It was before me.
It was before you. Huh?
it was crazy. It was
Really?
crazy, man. It was so fun.
So when you picked up the guitar, kind of because your grandpa,
Right.
So now grandpa's having a little trouble. I'm getting a little more serious about it.
Right.
So do we start with just learning some covers, learning how to play the guitar
yeah.
and stuff like that?
So the first song I learned was "Tomorrow" by Chris Young, actually,
Oh, that's
and
a
it
good
was that was the first one I learned, and that was before everything happened with him. I think I was kind of like, okay, I don't know if I want to do music. I want to do concrete, which was the dumbest thing I've ever said.
If you've ever pulled
Hey, concrete pays money.
not
man.
until you pull a skim board on,
I'm
you
just telling
get
you.
your ass out of there until
Dude.
I poured concrete for real.
Well, I went to the chiropractor. They said out of the back of a 60-year-old man. So I was like, you know what? Music sounds pretty good, honestly.
Sound better.
Guys,
Give me a light guitar.
Anytime you see
right.
somebody laying asphalt or pouring concrete, you think those men that you ain't doing that shit,
Man.
because that is hard fucking work, people.
Man, I'm telling you, like 20 years, 30 years of playing music. I wish I had something that paid me better.
Well, you ain't lying
You know
there,
what I
but
mean?
you didn't have to bend down and pull a skimboard.
I wish I would
Have you ever done that?
No.
You fine then.
But I wish I would have made some better decisions on the money making into things. But
Right.
Well, I just wish that our society allotted artists to make more money.
that's the part.
Let's
That's
say
the
let's
real
say it
part
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
Let's say it like that. I think you've done the work and put in the thing. I think just unfortunately, artists don't get paid what they
We
deserve.
made insurance mandatory. Why don't we make about 15 concerts a year mandatory?
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
That
well, I
wouldn't be
think you
bad
should
at all.
just.
saying.
I think you should just always pay. I think
Local
our
concerts.
scale's a little low. I think I'm not going to discuss numbers on our show, but I feel like even cover artists and local artists and original artists, they always get paid a little under what they should, but. It is what it is. But you draw people in, you get a little more money. That's how it is. So, I mean, it's kind of how, what one hand feeds the other on that one. So, feed the venue.
And I feel like in terms of music, like even the big names, I think the biggest money in the music business is made by ticket sales and merch. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
Like
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
because
It's back to merch, yeah. Well, merch is always going to be your saving grace, for sure.
I mean, I figured out how much money I made off streams, and it's like
Nothing.
0.00003.
Yeah.
If you triple what you did last month, it's actually less.
3,000 more streams, and I could buy a Happy Meal.
Well, I have
man.
like
It's gonna be good.
25,000 streams on my latest one, Sober Cigarette, and I think I have like $5
Great
in
song,
my
too,
account.
bro.
I'm like, dude, I'm rich,
Yeah,
you know?
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm just happy that they kicked us something. Then you look at it and you're like, 350, you motherfuckers. you don't put this on every TikTok reel
Man.
and every reel
That's how it is,
through
though.
all the platforms.
That's how it is,
And
man.
selling ads at the bottom of it and still ain't getting none.
Music industry's in a really
So
weird place
where
right
we
now.
say is buy a T-shirt, buy a hat, buy something to support these local
If you
artists.
buy a T-shirt, you just did like 150,000 streams.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
100%.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
One
Like,
T-shirt,
one
one
T-shirt's
stickers.
worth that.
The merch is always going to be
To the artist.
Is always going to be the nut.
Now, the fucked up thing is that a lot of these record companies back in the day were doing these 360 deals. This wasn't even that long ago. Where
Shit,
it was,
you can still probably sign up for that shit.
where it was a 360 deal. They got money out of everything, out of your sales, out of your merch, out of all your streams, out of everything you made. They got a percentage out of it.
I've been seeing.
That's why it was 360 deal. Everything.
I've
you
been
did.
seeing venues lately trying to charge people for the venues.
merch.
Yeah, for
Yep,
the merch
yep,
spot.
yep. That's not old. That's not.
Come
that's
on,
not that old. That's,
I will say if the artist is big enough and you're already taking all the money at the door, and you're already taking all the money at the bar, get the hell out of my merch table, guys. Come on,
it's greed, man. It's
that's a
greed.
little much. That's a little much. So I just want to say, everybody that's doing that, please stay out of there. So we're learning a few things, and so when's the gap between I started music and I ended up at The Voice? How
man.
long of a time period is that?
You've been playing for a minute, man.
Man, dude, it's
Yeah.
been
Like 5 years or
been
something?
about 5-6 years
That's
now.
that's kind of what I was looking at online. I thought it was about 5 years or so.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I remember you coming around with Brody. Like,
Yeah, man.
Like I mean, what's that been like 4 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
That was a little while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
4
a
years ago.
bit, been
That
a
was
bit.
that was the early days of the Muse
Yeah.
of the school.
Yeah.
I remember rolling in there, man.
That's the first time
place
I
was
saw
cool.
you.
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
first time I met you. And then
So this is the new place.
I know. I
Yeah.
like it.
yeah,
This
similar.
has a cool vibe.
Yeah, not too bad. It's got that old, like, if you say something crazy, you might have got hit by a ruler in this room.
Dude.
Like,
Yeah, right. This was an old church back.
yeah,
then.
old church, old school
Oh,
room.
boy.
So you get through, you get a coach. And I know a lot of this filming's going quick for you.
Right.
So how's the battles like? Because you have these people, you're battling essentially people that are on your own team.
Right.
So is that a little awkward?
Man,
Because
I mean-
you hanging out and like eating lunch with these motherfuckers every day and shit, or what?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it sucks ass for sure. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the last thing you want to do after meeting all these connections, all these great people, the last thing you want to do is send them home.
Yeah.
And
Or
I
compete.
think I
Try to alienate
was
that
so
connection.
happy Haley got saved in that first battle round, man. I mean, she has one of the most incredible, authentic, classic country voices I've ever heard. And it was such a privilege working with her, man. I mean, we had to get a lot of what they call B-roll.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time with her. We ended up going, I think we went shopping at one point. We ran down to this Western store.
So y'all's getting close.
The
huh?
only Western store in LA they had, I'm pretty sure.
One?
But, dude. Well,
Was
the-
it at least a giant store?
No.
It wasn't like
No.
it wasn't like a Shepler's or something.
They had decent boots, but the boots were like $800 for
yeah.
$800 for something I'd
That's
pay
LA.
$300
That's
for here. You know, what
And, and because there's only one store, that's why I
Right.
do.
And our
Right.
shit better made here anyway.
man. No, but she's awesome. It was funny because she acted just like my buddy Hunter in a female body. So I was like, it was kind of trippy. I was
This
like, yeah, man, yeah.
Rumpleman's guy that was in on
Rumpleman's guy, dude.
Yeah.
No, he's a little hellraiser, man. I mean, I known him for a long time. Me and him got in all kinds of trouble growing up, but she acts just like him. So I was like, oh, this is awesome, So I think our friendship kind of thrived off the bat, and it made our performance that much more meaningful, that much more fun, was the fact that we both got to get on the stage, lay everything we had out, especially on a song as classic and amazing as Neon Moon. You know what I mean? Like that was one of the best things I think.
That's another one. If you haven't seen it, YouTube that it's a great performance. And so now, how many total artists were under your coach?
Oof.
Was there 3 of you, 4 of you?
After the blind audition, or
after the blind audition, how many of y'all are working for the next spots on the battle? Is it 5, 6 of you? We can randomly guess.
It was 12, I believe.
Oh, 12.
It was so after blind audition, it was 12, and then it dropped down to about.
And so the battles kick it down
8 or so. Yeah. So how it works is, of course, every coach has. I think it was 2 saves and 2 steals on the battle rounds.
Oh shit.
So it might have been 1 save and a steal. I'm not too sure.
It's like a game. It's like a board
man,
game,
dude.
So.
It's some fuckery goes on in that game.
It's
too.
the most nerve-wracking game of chess I've ever played. I'll tell you that.
Well,
I'll tell you,
you're handling it well. You're handling it well.
Thank you, brother. No, it's so it kind of phases out per round. Blind audition, if you make it, there's 12 of you. Battle rounds, there's 2 of you facing off. One may get saved or stolen to a different team or not.
So when it go into the battle, one of you got to go though after it's over. Theoretically, unless someone gets saved or something, whatever happens.
Right.
But,
and that the saves what happened to Haley, and I mean that was a blessing, man. So
you beat her.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So you beat her,
right?
So you beat her, and we had to save her. That shit happens.
Man, but I don't know. She spoke for herself in the round.
Well, it sounds like 2 of the better of the team got put against each other, so they decided to save one. I mean, that makes sense. You beat her and they saved one. That makes sense. Sometimes in those lineups, you're like 2 of your best are like together. You're like, shit.
The coach had to play the card. The coach had to play the right card.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's got to be nerve-wracking as hell.
You don't want either one of the 2 best you got going.
Man, I appreciate that.
You got to play the card.
That's crazy.
No,
man. What I've seen, you've been nothing but poised on this, and that can't be easy. I mean, I think your poise and your professionalism shines through like easily watching because I'd be scared out of my mind. I mean, that's got to be nerve-wracking.
Well, you
as hell.
can't sing, of course. You'd be scared as hell.
That part would be the
run
worst.
Up there like
they
that.
eventually would make me have to sing, and then it would I wouldn't be there much longer.
No, I mean I think every round in this competition has like I try to handle the anxiety and pressure well. But man, I'm like a chronic sweater. You know what I mean? Like I'll
me too, brother.
Same, man.
Luckily, it's from my face where everybody sees.
You give me any kind of pressure, man, it just start going.
So I'm definitely gonna out myself on this, and I hope it's not a hashtag tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Dude, they put maxi pads under my dress shirt.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean?
That's some Hollywood tricks.
I still sweat through it, dude.
I would too.
That is the hack. Yeah.
Well, luckily,
crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't get much sweat from my armpits or back. It all just pours from my face like a goddamn.
I'll trade you, man. You can have the armpits.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll get you a bandana with a maxi pad right here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
If the maxi pad's paying for sponsor, I'll put him on there.
Man, dude, I don't know. Might see what I can work out if I keep sweating like this, but
yeah,
but that's the hack. I mean.
Right. No, I mean, they and they tell me like, oh, actors do it all the time. I'm like, I'm not an actor, dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
Hey, and I'm trying to play guitar with like
right.
And like this is
so it felt weird for sure.
Oh, I bet.
So are you getting like some resources? You getting like a lot of like good vocal coaching?
Oh yeah.
You getting like you're getting some resources.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got the privilege of working with. I think the first lady I worked with, her name was Tamara. She's an absolutely amazing woman. She's sweet. She has so much knowledge about the voice.
Yeah.
And, not TV show, I'm like voice force. And, I got to work with her for a little while, and then I ended up working with a lady named Treylani, and she is actually Adam Levine's vocal coach.
Oh, wow.
And she is amazing. I never warmed up before in my life.
Well, it's nice when people like introduce you to like the real business. You're like, oh yeah, I probably should have been doing that.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's terrible. It's gonna sound horrible.
Well, you don't know until
you're gonna be mad at me, okay? But my warm up before a show is like 18 to 45 songs at max power, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm warmed up, and I just shred my voice.
That's not how you do it.
That's not probably
you
a good
shred
idea.
it before you even get out.
But you're still young, so you dodged that bad decision making while you was young.
Trying.
Stop doing that.
All right. So when I went to LA, man, I got put with this vocal coach who was like this little tiny hippie dude, right? and I go to his apartment in L.A. and
It's getting sketchier by the minute.
and he like meets me at the door. Welcome. You know, and
That was real.
Whoa.
He's real into it.
Welcome.
I don't know if I should go in here.
and he goes before we begin, I'd like us to center. You know, and like so we're drinking like tea and just kind of chilling and talking very softly.
Okay.
You know, and then we're like, okay, so how do you like to warm up for your vocals? And I go, I don't fucking warm up my vocals.
Yeah.
I just come in fucking guns blazing. And
I thought we were warming up while we was talking.
I have a couple shots of whiskey and I let it fly. I,
Yep.
mean, I don't know what you want to hear, but yeah, it's just very like hippie dippy
Right.
kind of things.
I mean, if the hippy dippy stuff helps, I'm down
Well,
to get on
I
board
will-
with it, you know what I mean?
But I did glean like a bunch of exercises off of them, right? Like so I do this thing to this day where I'm just kind of like,
That's a good one too.
you know, like
Yep.
that.
Give us one more of those.
And it just well, it's
I like it.
it loosens everything up, right? And now you go from there and you go,
Really?
and then you go.
So
The
you go
lip
up and
trills,
down
I'm
the
telling
register.
you.
No. That's these are things.
I don't doubt you. I
These
don't
are
doubt you.
actual.
I,
These
The
are
lip
actual
trills are
words.
key, man. I'm telling you.
when
It's
you're
crazy.
singing night in and night out and singing a lot and hitting high, I mean, I guarantee
There's a whole thing here,
anything
man.
I didn't realize how much time and space that Adrian puts into his voice,
Yeah.
trying to make sure that he's got cool, he's got hot tea.
He does,
He's
he
got all
does.
this. Yeah. So
Yeah,
anytime you see someone that
He got
like
my- he
does
got me
more
with
than
my
you
kettle
thought,
over.
you kind of like level up a little bit. You're
Right.
like, oh yeah, maybe I should be doing that shit.
Which and the throat coat tea, I love. You know,
It's
they have
good.
the throat coat drops. Those are great. I think the weirdest warm up I had to do was it was like a me maw. So I go me, and then you go do ma on the way down. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, this sounds weird. And then I'm sitting there, right, and I'm doing it, and all of a sudden my grandma appears, and she was like, "What'd you need?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. No, I'm just warming up, Grandma. I'm sorry." You know, she
I was just saying,
goes down the stairs. I'm like, "No."
You done made it go down the stairs too. You didn't feel
she
bad.
did.
Now you feeling bad. You're like, damn, Grandma, sorry.
I was like, "I'm just warming up," and she's like, "Oh, you're making strange sounds." I'm like, "I know."
I never want to make old people take extra stairs.
She came down quick too. I was like, "Man, you need a raise."
hey, it was really cool. She got to go with you.
Right.
Really cool. She got to be there.
No, so okay, unfortunately,
yeah, explain that a little
So Grandma didn't get to go, but I did end up FaceTiming her before and after the performance. You know, I let her know how it went. My mom and aunt actually got to go, and I think when the cameras cut to them, they're mom's crying, auntie's crying, they're hugging each other, and I think that was the coolest thing to see. Was just like that look of pride on their face when the chairs
man.
started turning. Man, it was awesome. It was very
They was happy for
Very
you.
humbling,
They
you
was
know?
happy for you, man.
right.
They was happy for you. All that work you put
Excuse
in. And so, what's it like? Are they good to the fan? They put you guys up at a pretty good place to stay and all that.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, we're put up in a nice place.
Where was your audition at? I don't think. Where was
It was. I don't know if I can say that actually.
You can't say
Yeah,
what
can I?
city it is
Don't worry
in.
about that.
If you can't say it, don't.
It was in California though.
Okay, that's fine.
So part of this, guys, is that a lot of this has already been filmed.
Right.
Okay, so you are now going through a publicist that we had the contact to get him on the show.
And at the end of the show, he's gonna spill the beans. Stay tuned.
Because you're on an NDA,
Right.
you've signed a non-disclosure agreement
yeah.
about the show. You can't release things that aren't known.
Yeah.
Right.
So release everything that we need to know.
Yeah. Go ahead and give us it all. No.
Everything. All right.
So when is the next? We gotta. Hit us up. What
I
is
got a
it?
question.
What is your favorite country?
What
My
is your favorite country song?
ever?
Yeah.
Ever.
Or to perform?
Ever.
Let's do
Just
to perform and ever. Let's do both. Let's give them both
yeah,
just
yeah.
in case.
to perform. Let's I do Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash, but I do this like
Classic.
mashup blues version of it. That's a little bit more like kind of spanky and you know you hit a little bit more
A little funkier.
more right. It's a lot more soul in it. So like I think that's my favorite one to perform. As far as favorite country song ever,
Hard one. That's a hard one. That's a hard
That's
question.
hard.
You can give us 2 or 3. You don't have to give us. You don't have to.
Rap by George Strait. There's one.
That's a good one.
Let's go ahead and do 1982 by Randy. And then the last one's the worst because I feel like I can't go back after that.
Yeah, it's all live forever.
Put it out there, man. Put it out there.
Let's do
You gave them more than they wanted anyway. You're doing great.
let's do Mama Tried.
Mama
Okay.
tried.
Yeah, all right.
Mama tried.
Hey, I sang that one last night, dude. It was
so good,
it was
so
for a
good.
group of veterans, and I've never seen any group I've ever played for get more rowdy
Yeah.
than when I started saying I turned 20. You know what I mean? They got
20
crazy.
years old in prison.
I thought all of them were doing live without.
We got another question? Give it to us.
What is something that you wish would have been shown on the show that wasn't?
Oh, it's something they edited out on you.
That's a
What a great question. Who was that?
That's a great question.
Who was
did
question was that?
Who asked that?
Oh,
Oh man! Oh, well, you got a good question. Okay.
Annie, damn it.
that's a great question. Could have just made somebody up.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should
It's
say it.
Yeah, say it. Come on, dude. Don't. Come on now.
So
If it
I wish
doesn't
they would have
violate-
showed a little bit more of my personality. So my knockout round, it kind of I don't know. It kind of made it seem like I was a little bit more broken up about my relationship
That's
ending
production.
situation than it was.
That's what producers do.
But,
bro.
yeah,
Well,
I mean, it
chased.
was-
They maybe chased a story that didn't have much depth.
I mean,
Is
it
that
was,
what you're
and
saying?
kind of. I mean, I'm not mad at him. Dial Drunk's a very emotional song, but I think in that song specifically, at least from my mouth, I was trying to capture the original story of that song from Noah's perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it wasn't necessarily about me and the heartbreak or anything. I mean, it was just, she's a good girl, but the relationship, I kind of outgrew it. She kind
They
of
just
outgrew
chased.
it.
They chased the narrative.
Right.
So
They just chased the narrative.
Producers are trying to make a show happen.
I get it.
Oh,
They-
yeah, of course.
They trying to jerk
Right,
tears.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Jalen,
And
is
it
so
was
broken.
definitely
Oh,
a fresh thing. I was just like, man, I'm a very it is what it is type of person. You know what I mean?
Same.
So if something happens, there's no sense dwelling on it. Just move on and do the best you can do for
I'll tell
yourself.
you.
Hey, I'm right
Sounds
with
like
you.
Virgo to me. But
Same for me, but it's the same for me.
So
Hey, let's go.
So you did mention Noah. That's your boy from Derby, who's also on The Voices.
No, I was talking about Noah Khan.
Oh, you talking about different
Yeah.
Noah? Okay.
Cam was my buddy.
Cam, that's
he
what
was
I'm
actually
talking
from Maze.
Mace.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
he
Mace,
he,
okay.
he
So
was
explain a little bit.
bad man.
Okay, you guys are talking about some shit. I don't
No.
have a fucking clue.
So
Who?
Kansas represented really well this year in The Voice, and your buddy Cam
Yep.
also made The Voice.
Was this
which,
another
which
country
is
music
really
artist?
cool.
No, his name's Cameron J. So he's more like he's kind of country adjacent. You know what I mean? He has no problem doing country songs, but he's more that R&B kind of
Pop singer?
Dominic Fike type vibe. You know
I
what I
want
mean?
to give him some props, man. You know,
What is
like-
he?
Man, no, he's killer, man. He moved out to LA, which I'm really sad he did,
He
man.
moved.
Right, man. Like I'm like, so you
doing
gonna come back
today?
and play shows with me? And he's like, I don't know, man. Maybe he's
Talk to my agent. Let's find
he's
it
busting
out.
tail out there though.
Hey,
man. I mean,
sometimes
he's
you got to
getting
get out of
stuff
here.
done.
Sometimes you got to get out of here.
Right.
I always had to leave here to make anything. I mean,
Right.
look, that's the.
We got another question?
Yeah.
We got another question?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Where's one place you would like to perform?
One place I'd like to perform, Stagecoach, the Grand Ole Opry, or Coachella. I think that'd be kind of sick.
And okay, let's turn this question on its head.
buddy.
Where's some places that you have performed that you didn't think you were going to get to? Is there a couple cool places?
The Stockyards, actually. So that one, that blew my mind. I'm expecting, okay, I'm going to come here, maybe 200-300 people. That'll be awesome, which, I had 300 people at Mad Rock. So I'm like, okay, so assuming all of them come, 300 people, more intimate interaction.
What happened?
Well, I got there, right? And they're setting me up, showing me the green room, they called it. And they're like, oh, well, you can just hang out in here. And I'm like, okay. They're like, okay, well, we're going to close the doors. Well, they didn't close the doors right away. And I was told there's a line wrapped around the building. And I was like, oh, really? And I go look, and I was like, oh, it's a lot of people. Probably about 200-300. I made the mistake of walking out of the green room and looking. I mean, from the pit was completely full. Everything back was completely full. Outside was completely full.
That
They
place
had
is a big room.
1,500 people there, dude.
That's
That's
a
gotta
big
make you
room
feel
to
good.
fill up.
that I definitely threw up beforehand a couple times, but I mean that's like that's 1,500 people. That's
Allegedly.
the second biggest crowd I played for.
That's
The first
awesome.
was Soldiers for Jesus motorcycle club. They had a bike rally. I can't remember where it was at, but there was about 5,000 people there total.
Have you heard anything from the Damn Jam?
I have actually, but the problem is with scheduling, man. It's
Maybe next
it's
year.
not going to work out this
Maybe
year.
next year.
Right.
I think you'd be great. You'd be a great artist for
Yeah,
the Damn
shoe
Jam.
That'd be fun.
I think you'd be perfect for it. Shout out to the Damn Jam, and we're always out there.
We might know some people.
We might know.
Well, you know.
Yeah, hey, you know how it is in Wichita. We open doors. We don't shut up. Motherfuckers sitting on gates.
Hey, we had the owner of the Stockyards on.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So
So, and that's
Stargardens is a cool venue.
I like.
It was so cool.
I
It
like
was
any
awesome.
venues willing to open their doors, like Eberly Farms with your concert series coming up, with anything that's willing to open their doors and just let people come in and play good music, and give people a place to experience local artists, because our local artists need it, and it's nice to not all play the same 4 venues in the middle of the town all the time.
Guys, music and arts is culture. Okay, and if your town doesn't support culture, your town suffers.
Yeah, if you can't get down with live
That's
music,
just how
fuck
that
your
goes.
town. Like,
That's just how that goes, man.
I mean, for real though, and almost every little tiny town in all the world gets down. They got one bar and a venue somewhere.
And-
Man,
So,
but the thing
you
was,
know,
I mean, I think so.
You even got to play Nowhere, haven't
But-
you? Nowhere.
Yes,
Grill?
that one was
Nowhere
amazing.
Grills,
that
yeah.
was amazing, man.
See, that's what
That
I'm
was,
saying. Those small
Kelly,
towns are amazing.
big shout out to Kelly. Her and her husband. They
Kelly and
they
Matt,
had me
right?
out.
I think
Yeah,
Matt is
yeah.
his name. They are fucking awesome. We
Man,
love you
they're
out there at the
cool.
Nowhere
They're
Grill.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I think the craziest thing was, that the about supporting hometown. Before The Voice, I'd reached out to a couple other venues in Derby, being like, oh, I want to play. And I went, I went in person, went in, talked to the manager, gave him a rundown, gave him a card, and, I never heard anything back. I was like, man. But, it's...
Sometimes you're talking to the kitchen manager, unfortunately.
And you never know, man. I mean, I'd have taken some fries, maybe. I'd have been good to go or something.
A fucking house salad or something.
I take payment in taquitos.
But you're
That wouldn't
you're-
be bad, no.
But you're playing tonight, so give us.
Yes,
You're out at one of my client spots. I do PK Pest Control, and both of and I think a couple. They're kind of on the come up. They're two very big venues. They're called
pretty big.
They're called the Sandbox. And we have one out. The
yeah.
newer one's in Goddard.
Very nice.
The older one has been in Derby for 2 years now, almost. It is an incredible location with a giant bar, with a giant room. Then it also has an adjacent event center, followed by 5 to 10 pickleball courts and 8 full-size sand volleyball courts. This place is amazing. It's really a multi-million-dollar facility. The one in Derby where you're at tonight even has a rooftop venue above
Which
the bar.
that one's fun to
And
play
it
on,
really,
man.
and
I'll
it's,
tell you what.
that rooftop venue is one of the coolest ones in town.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. It's huge. I
Right.
mean, it's bigger than some bars out just on the top.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a comfortable, cool, amazing spot to be on a beautiful night in Wichita. As long as the weather's great, it is awesome up there. So, when you play? I haven't been to many shows at these two venues. Are they doing them in the main house where the bar's at? Or are they doing them in the other building?
They we did do a little bit of talking. There is something in the works with me and the owners and management staff at the Sandbox. We're talking about bringing in a stage on the sand where the volleyball courts are.
All right,
Getting
all
a
right.
pit and doing
How cool would that
full
be?
admission back, rooftop,
cool.
inside access.
Because this
But-
place can hold 1,000 fucking people. I bet,
at
or
least,
more.
At least,
more.
it's a big venue now. But so tonight actually, I'll be on the inside restaurant. I had a cancellation.
You're at the Derby one tonight?
Today, yes, sir.
Derby
Yeah,
one
yeah.
tonight. Nice.
So I had a cancellation. I called him up. I was like, "Hey, because they asked me to let them know when I have a cancellation or if I have openings." So I let him know, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll make it happen." So I mean, he had the post made in less than a day. It maybe took him a couple hours. He had the promo ready.
He's
sent it out.
The restaurant manager at the Derby one. He's an awesome dude.
Jeff.
Jeff,
Yes, man. No,
He's
shout
the
out
man.
to Jeff.
Shout
man.
out to Jeff. He works with me on pest control and works with me on everything that goes on over there. They're awesome.
Good dude for sure.
They really are. And
Lisa's amazing too, man.
Yeah.
She, her
I
and
really-
Jeff get together and they have
at
these
both
ideas.
buildings, everybody I've worked with, Lisa's really who kept us hired when they moved over to the Derby to the Goddard joint too. So
Right.
shout out to everybody at the Sandboxes. Those are absolutely great facilities. So get out there if you the Goddard one is a little more pickleball centered. They have a whole building for pickleball. So if you want to go to, they have, instead of their adjacent building being like a catering / like wedding facility, it's like 10 pickleball courts. Wow. And they got a few
That place was crazy,
It
man.
really
I had the privilege of opening up their live music. Actually, I was the first act they had in
out
there.
of the Goddard one.
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean, it was so cool to see. It was we pulled up, and it looks completely different than the Derby one.
It is a
I was
little,
like,
yeah,
whoa,
it is a
hold
little
on minute.
different. It is a little
Right.
different. It's got some really cool artwork inside. It's set up for some cool shit. Like both of them are really cool venues. They really are. With some pretty good food for as big of a place as they are, and
Definitely.
So and both their places is bug free and clean. I can tell you that. I don't vouch for every restaurant, and I vouch for the ones that keep their shit together.
Man, I
What
love
do we
it.
have? 40 minutes? Is it? Shit, we got plenty of time.
So does pest control mean that you are the bouncer?
Well, I tell you what, the pest control guy keeps an eye on a lot of shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can ask the pest control guy a lot of real questions, and they'll tell you the truth. Besides the people that work at the building.
I was saying pest control sounds like that could be you taking that guy out at
Oh well, shit.
12:30, being kind of an ass.
Let's be honest. A lot of our venues, especially at the sandboxes and the Rusty Nails and stuff like that, we're lucky that most of the time there's really no issues.
Everybody's really.
I will give the Wichita crowd a little bit of flowers. For most time, I don't want to talk to none of y'all, so please don't come up and say anything to me. But for the most part, it's nice that there's a lot of we get to go to a lot of concerts where there's no fights.
Well,
there's no people causing trouble.
Not at the Stockyards, man. That place got rowdy.
Oh,
bro.
did it?
God, it was like Roadhouse. I felt like Jeff Healy.
Oh,
like,
nice.
I feel like I need a
chicken
wire.
Yeah.
Dude.
Excellent.
Yeah, you're like
Excellent.
You're like Blues Brothers at that.
There were
that
drinks
old bar.
flying. I was like, this kind of cool.
Now
you know?
I want to go. Now I want to go.
Yeah, if you
You
ever
have to
see.
stick around for the signing after the show.
That's when
because
it
that's
is.
when it hit the
That's
fan.
when it is.
Oh, really? What happened? Now you got to tell us. Now you got to tell us a little
People
bit.
were
So
vying
thank
for
God I
Jalen's
don't know their
affection,
names,
man.
but there was a situation that happened by the merch table. I'm trying to sign stuff, and I had my security there. You know, big old boy named Shane. One of the guys I grew up with. I was best friends with his middle son. His name is Brady. You know, he's ex-military, so he was there. I had a couple other guys, and Brad's son was there. He was watching, and he ended up getting they tried to throw a drink on him, missed him, hit my buddy's wife. She starts crying.
So she gets she gets hit with the drink.
Man, it was like,
Ooh.
oh man, she was just caught wrong place, wrong time. She's drenched in whiskey.
And
I
pissed.
think it was Fireball, so that makes it worse.
It does.
Sticky.
Man.
It does make it worse.
She was, yeah,
I'm
no,
so
she was
sticky
not a
now.
happy
I
camper.
feel stickier after
Sticky
this.
now.
It was crazy. And then they get into it. He leaves, and apparently he's the guy that's girlfriend threw the drink. He's out there throwing down in the parking lot with 7 people.
Oh,
It didn't
great.
go very well,
Not for
but
him.
I mean that
Not
was
Yeah, 1-on-7 never works out.
Lord
that great.
Almighty. I was like, this
Play the
is
odds,
kind of
play
good.
the odds.
Apparently, I played good songs. You know, and got everybody amped.
Yeah, you got him. I mean,
Yeah, you did your part.
I guess.
so okay. Let's break this down just a little bit because it's a little funny. As musicians, when you tear the roof off and then you leave the place in shambles and all these people is drunk fighting each other, do you feel like you did a better job than you did if
Sometimes.
Kind of.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie about it.
Yeah, I don't
Next
think
time I play there, I'll maybe tweak my set list just a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
make
instead
it a
of-
little bit more smooth.
instead of
but-
playing like the Jimi Hendrix's Fire cover at the end of it?
Oh man,
Burn that bitch down.
That's what they did.
We'll close with Kumbaya.
you got to.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
got
nobody
to, you know?
fuck that. Close with the rowdy shit. Let's see him. Let's see him climb the rafters in this bad boy.
Nobody fight in the parking lot.
But why would you? I mean, I've been to so many concerts, and I've always tried to keep the peace. Like, guys, we're here. We're trying to have fun.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, like I'm always trying to make sure that the people that are crowd surfing don't die,
Yeah,
and that the dude that's been in the pit way too long finally gets out.
Right.
Like so, take care of your fellow people at live
The
concerts.
drunk dude leaning on the speaker stacks. He gets home.
So after we won battles and we won knockouts.
Right.
So when can we tune in and see when the next leg of the race is at?
So the blinds are done, battles are done, knockouts are done. The next one's going to be playoffs, and my episode actually airs on Monday.
Tomorrow.
So
The 2 days.
Yeah, 2
So
days. No, I'm
so
excited, man.
make sure you check out that episode and make sure you root for our boy here, and hopefully he'll win the whole damn thing.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Do you already know who won?
No, so that's, and I'm 100% honest when I say it.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's been filmed, but
Right.
that's what I'm saying. I wonder.
So the only thing that's pre-recorded, and I think this is common
everything up to
knowledge, so I
lives,
can say
maybe.
it.
Yeah.
Say again. Okay, hold on. I'm going to double check.
Hey, double check. I want to get you in trouble.
I won.
Okay. So it is public knowledge from what I've seen on the internet and everything, but from blinds to playoffs are pre-recorded.
Yeah.
And it kind of we know how it shakes out up until then, but we just can't say anything.
Up until the lives.
So after that,
Correct.
you get called back in.
Right. So if theoretically, if I make it past this next round, I'll go to lives, and that's when it's up to America to vote.
and they're going to fly you back out at that point.
So the
Correct,
show's
correct.
kind of in stasis until we get to that point. and then you find out who gets to lives, and then we start recording live again.
You guys pick who win,
Yeah.
actually. So
And
that's, I mean,
Oh,
that-
it's
that's
like a text app.
Yeah, it's like
So
American Idol. It goes
text
to American
in,
Idol at that point.
You get the app and you vote. I think they have it on the online browser. But yeah, you just you log in and you vote, and that's just
So we need to tune in
Excellent.
Monday and vote like a motherfucker.
not yet.
It's
not yet.
That's not the lives. He's saying this
Right.
is knockouts.
Oh, we're still at knockouts.
No. This
Well,
one
now
Monday.
you guys are all talking crazy.
So knockouts
Rounds.
was done a couple weeks ago.
This is playoffs.
The playoffs, yes,
Playoffs.
yeah,
Okay,
playoffs.
so we don't need to vote for you yet.
No, not
Okay.
yet. I don't.
We just need to.
If you have
we
to
just
vote
need to
for
send.
maybe.
We just need to send harassing emails to your coach to keep you
Yeah.
as long as possible.
I recommend that. I recommend that.
Oh
part.
man, oof.
So
Kelsey
flood,
had nothing to do with this. I'm sorry.
flood that box with the harassing emails to keep our boy on.
Oh man.
So how many people from the Wichita area have competed so far in The Voice that we know of?
So I know that Enjoy Fountain did really well. I think she was one of the first ones actually, and I know that Savannah Chestnut from Americus.
That's another one that
she's in the area, and I totally count her because she
I've been
plays this area
I've been
quite
trying
a
to get
bit.
her to come on.
Savannah's great, man.
She needs to come on and do the
I
show.
love Savannah to death. Is that it? Is that about
And
right?
our man here in the cam guy, his
Well,
friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
So four,
So
four
I'd say
people in the
four,
area.
Four.
Kansas is a good state, man. I'm telling you.
My friend Josh Hoyer from Lincoln, Nebraska, he was on The Voice. And again, he kind of got knocked out in the first round, but he just won the international blues competition down in Memphis, and he's
Was he a little too,
great.
maybe he's a little too bluesy for The Voice?
You had Brian
Bit
Olson,
much,
also from Nebraska,
So that's
which
close.
you know I got real close with his daughter. She's awesome, Jaden Cree. But
Nice.
she's on my season, man. She's killing it. But her dad was on, and that was, I think it was last season.
How many seasons?
It was 2 seasons
the
ago.
season? Are they
Okay.
20 fucking seasons into this shit?
We're
They're a
27
lot-
deep
they're a
right
lot
now.
into The Voice.
We're 27 deep.
27 deep. Wow.
It's crazy.
I like
is wild.
people like to, all jokes aside, singing competitions get people found and get people in local areas a hell of an opportunity
A
to
big
maybe
boost. It's a big
maybe you know for someone in the big industry to see you.
Absolutely.
And to see that you got some potential, and to know that maybe maybe a couple
It draws attention.
maybe a couple some lessons, and we got something here.
Right.
So I always thought they were fucking great. I've always been involved. I've always liked American Idol and all of the things, but I always thought the voice was a little weird because I think you should see the person too. Because they're like what they look like matters, unfortunately.
Man.
What I like about all those platforms is that we are picking from the non-privileged. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like before
Some of the people are working hard in the music industry for a long time.
in the before times,
In the before time,
you used to have to promote yourself, and it cost a lot of money,
Right.
You know,
Or get
and
lucky.
You used to have to put yourself on the desk of that exec, and just to do that cost a lot. The price of admission was pretty high.
Right.
This levels the playing field quite a bit. You know, things like America's Got Talent, and things like The Voice and American Idol and X Factor and all
anything
these
that
things.
gives,
Yeah,
I love those things that give people a chance.
they run around and they find people. They hold open auditions. You can
Right.
be nothing and hit that audition and rise to fame very, very quickly.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's always a great thing. Okay? I don't know if that's always amazing.
Yeah,
But I
wrong.
love that there's the opportunity out.
But in a case like this, where you have a talented artist that can we skip the 10 years of him playing at the around the town for a while. That's nice. Like
Yeah.
like when you have somebody that's already got a little bit of talent, that's already charismatic, it's already good looking.
Can we find the raw talent?
quit
as it
flirting with me
sits?
now.
Yeah,
Can we
like-
find the raw talent as it sits now?
I mean,
You know.
those things
Without
make,
him having to pay $10,000 just to,
Man.
just
Yeah.
to pop into the
Well, and I think
other fray.
the craziest thing is there's so much talent in this industry now. You know what I mean? And I
loads.
mean you have
have the
these
access to
breakout
all of
artists
it.
like Dylan Gossett. Nobody knew who that was. He drops Cole, and I mean he's boom. He just skyrocketed. And you have Coulter Wall, which he's one of the ones that I can never wrap my brain around.
You know why he's
how
my
he is not
favorite?
blown up.
You know why the only reason Coulter Wall hasn't blown up is because he absolutely refuses to do any publicity whatsoever. He is popular just on word of mouth. Like he like Joe Rogan. The kid lives not far from the Austin studios where Joe Rogan's at. Joe Rogan said, hey man, would you come do the show? I'd love to have you. You were, doing stuff on the outskirts. It's amazing. Culture Wall said, well, you can come to my ranch and do the show if you want. That's that kid.
He turned down a tour because it was cattle season or something like that.
That's
you know what
him.
I mean? He was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I was
He's
that's
amazing at music, but it's not his total focus.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
the same
fair.
thing with Kojo.
That's
If
fair.
you think about it, he's been killing the industry for so long. You have he's doing these massive concerts, and now he's going back to rodeo.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's going back to bull riding. He's going back to. I
he
can't
got
remember
enough
what he
fucking
did,
money. He's
but-
like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Man.
It's your life.
Right.
No amount of outside influence should really just change.
Well, in a lot of
my
people,
mind,
sometimes
you know?
sometimes you work hard. Like if you got something that's gonna make you some money, but you have some other passions, you get to a point where you get, fuck you money, and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Exactly.
So I worked hard for 10 years, but now I'm gonna do what I want to do. So and I wish that for everybody. I wish that for every fucking body. If you get to a point where you can pivot and
I
try
wish
to make,
everybody to do what they want to do.
I would, and I hope you can make money at it because that's the hardest part is making money with your passions.
Right.
Right.
But it really is, if you get a chance to pivot and try, take them swings. I really would. So and that's where you're at, really. I mean, you're at the cusp, man. You're getting a lot of cred, getting a lot of looks, getting a lot of views. I mean, take advantage of that the best you can.
Well, I think the coolest thing, I'm definitely might have paid a little bit, but Luke Combs reposted my blind audition.
Boom.
And I seen that, and I was like, yo, that's nuts, man.
You should be like, well, I'll get a new pair of pants real quick.
Dude, I did. I went and changed my jeans. I put some shorts on, black shorts, obviously. I sat there. I was like, wow.
It's not a day for white. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that should just fuel your fire.
Right.
Just fuel your fire.
Of course.
And give you a lot of inspiration.
Yeah, you have a lot of mojo behind you right now, man. I'm excited to see what you do with it.
Thank you, man.
What's the plans? What's the plan?
Yeah, give us the
plans,
future
man.
look. What's the future look like?
So
you got
So
people
I
to
win the
record.
voice. Ha!
Well, hey, whether he
Ideally
win or
get
not.
signed, you know what I mean? I think that's number one on the plans. Stay in Kansas for a little while, maybe move outside of Nashville or outside of Austin. I personally can't do big cities. You know what I mean? So I have to be on the outskirts of
You
something.
ain't wrong. Yeah.
So, and I know Nashville has a killer music scene.
Well,
Only
country
thing
music,
I worry about is the circuits.
but country music allows
Nash
that.
Vegas. is
Country
Nash
music
Vegas.
allows that. You can do a lot by still living on the outskirts.
Exactly. You don't have to be in a big city to do something. It's not R&B, it's not rock or anything like that. If say I got signed out of Nashville, that's probably where I'd end up. Still make trips back and forth.
Well, it just makes
obviously.
shit easier. I mean,
Right,
you got.
right.
I mean, you go where you're signed at.
Of course,
makes
of
it-
course.
Where the studio you're working at. I mean, that just makes sense.
I don't know, man. I think.
I mean, you got it
now-
pretty good here, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, for now, the show the plan, not the show. I'm sorry. After the show is completely done, the plan is just play shows and see what I can make of it. Anyway, if I'm not signed after that point, which I'm praying I am, but we'll see.
Let's hope so, man.
Man,
When
fingers
it- when
crossed,
it-
So
fingers
because of the
crossed.
direction.
So the knockout's starting this time. How much of the show is left?
So after the
Couple months or
knockouts, this coming Monday's playoffs, and then after that, I think we have one more week of playoffs, and then we go straight into lives.
All right,
You've
that-
come a long way, man.
Dude, it's
like I'm saying,
crazy.
I think you've come longer. You've lasted on this show longer than anyone.
Well, I tell you,
locally that I've
I'll
ever
tell you
seen.
right now,
Thank you,
from
bro.
what I've seen, as a dum of a music person as I am, I don't know how to play chords and all that shit. But watching you go from 5 years to here, I can see it as a fan. I can see the progression.
Thank
so
you,
whatever you're doing and whoever you're taking advice from, you're doing a great job with that. I think you come off as a really humble kid that is willing to accept advice from anybody. I think if you keep doing that, I don't think you can lose in this business.
Take
brother.
advantage of what
Man,
they're
thank
giving you
you.
right now, man.
Thank you.
You got a great opportunity, and I think you're taking full advantage of it. I think you're doing great.
And I think that if you're a label out there right now, you strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Man, tell him.
Pick
tell him.
Jalen up now.
Tell him
while this shit's
got the
hot.
voice,
thank you.
got the look, good looking gentleman. He's got everything going for him. This is the
Do this
man right
shit.
here. This is the man for you right here. And he's gonna tear this motherfucker down. And hopefully the Wichita City goes to bat for him when it's time to vote. If we get to that point,
That's how you can help, guys.
That's how you can help.
That's how you can do it.
where
Wait
can we
for that
find
shit.
where can we
Tune in.
find
Let's
all
go.
of your social media stuff?
So social
give us
media,
all that shit.
it's the same handle for most of it. Just Jaelen J Music. The TikTok and Instagram is the exact same.
And Jalen, you spell a little different.
yeah,
J-A-E.
it's a JAELENJ Music.
J Music.
And
you go.
that's for Instagram, TikTok, And then, my Facebook's just Jaelen Johnston. I have had a lot of fake profiles, so if it does not have the blue check, it is not me.
His is registered, so his is blue check registered, so it's Jaelen.
So is the
Johnston.
TikTok.
Yeah, so he's got to this point. If you're getting some other shit, them ain't the right one. So make sure you sort the certified accounts.
And if they comment under you and call you sweetheart, that's not something I'd say either. So they're like, hey, sweetheart, DM me on my personal page. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Yeah,
$15.99 a month.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
Oh, and I did forget one. So my website, it's
Yeah, there we go. Keep going.
it's jalenjmusic.com. And that one, that has all
Where
my...
can we get the merch? Is that where we can get the merch?
Sadly not, man. I got to set the online store up, so merch is only available if you come to the show.
Okay.
Oh,
For right now.
So right now,
But-
if you come to any show, you can or any show that he's ready for, he's got merch for you. But soon we're gonna have it.
they
Like
can't get
tonight
that,
at the Derby Sandbox from 7 to 9. You could come get your hat, T-shirt, pen,
He's got
koozie.
the man's got it for you. Get the, yeah.
They can't even get that in LA right now.
Which
You
one?
only get it here.
That's true.
the merch?
You can't get the merch in LA right
Is
now.
this the hats? This is one of the hats. right
Yeah,
here?
man. So okay,
It's a
I'll-
crispy.
Oh no, man, I'll do
Oh,
it.
here it is.
My hair looks. I'm
There we go,
sorry.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
it's
Is
all
it
right.
just this?
Oh, come
Is that a hold it to? So
That's
you
good.
know, you
That's
got
your
the
camera.
you got the patch on it. So my aunt actually designed the patch, which that was one of the coolest things. I hit her up and I was like, hey, I kind of have an idea for hats, and she was like, okay, and it took her about 45 minutes to come up with this patch idea, which I mean, she is one of the best graphic designers,
Nice.
one of the best. I don't know. She's like my built-in manager right now, and she makes these promos, these designs. She
make your
fully
flyers
designed
and
my
stuff?
T-shirt. Say again.
She make your concert
Oh,
flyers?
yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, and she does
You make
that
good
even
ones.
in 15
You
minutes.
guys are
You know
good
what I mean? She kills it, man. So no, it's awesome, and I appreciate the hell out of her for that. But no, she designed the patch. She put the wheat in the background, the name. She made them 2 different colors, and then we took money from what we had from shows and other merch things, put them back into merch. So now it's fun to get to sell them more. The hats are selling like candy, so that's one of the coolest things. I have buddies.
You
that
got
bought
any of the
them.
cowboy hats you selling at the show?
Oh man, I did sell one of my cowboy hats at one show.
Somebody came in hard on you?
$750. Oh, no way. No
G-Bird.
way.
Dude,
G-Bird?
he paid.
He paid a G-Bird for it?
No, dude, he paid more than a G-Bird. I think it was $1,500, 15 to 18 he paid for.
If somebody's gonna buy your hat,
It was-
somebody's
buddy,
gonna buy your cowboy hat off your
He
head,
bought
make
it
him
for
pay
a
for it.
woman, and I don't. It was crazy, man. Like she goes, I want the hat. He goes, okay, and he was like, how
How
much?
much is it going to cost?
I love when those white dudes just start stroking them dollars.
I was joking, man. I was like, man, 1,500. He goes, that's it. I said, what? Should I went high?
Damn it! That's when you go. Damn. Fuck! I should have.
Did I say 1,500?
I meant
I
3
meant 15,000.
I meant 3 grand. I meant
Right,
3
man, I was
grand.
like, that's crazy. But no,
And
man,
a
it's
zero, baby.
Hey, weird white dudes keep buying hats. We'll
good
keep
dude
selling
though,
them.
man. I mean, I ended up seeing him last night. We sang a drunken cover of 2 Dozen Roses by Shenandoah.
So you start
at
being
a
friends with this
karaoke
guy
bar.
forever 'cause you
Man,
bought a
he was
hat from
I
him?
did. I was like, me and you were locked in, dude. You know what I mean? But, oh man.
Hey, Jaelen, man, thanks so much for coming on the show.
I appreciate you
I
guys
really
having
appreciate
me.
you, brother.
Hey, I appreciate
Just,
you guys.
just keep rolling, and everybody that catches the show today, make sure that you get over and check him out on Monday on The Voice. And if there's when we get to our chance to come in good form, let's make sure that we call in.
If you're watching this right now, go check him out at the Derby Sandbox.
Yeah, get out there tonight.
Yeah, 7 p.m. to 9
and then
p.m.
we also got Aaron's playing tonight at Mort's.
I'm at Mort's.
So
Yeah.
Orphan John and the Abandons at Mort's. Annie's out at some crazy bar in fucking El Dorado that nobody's gonna go to.
The karaoke's kind of fun though. I mean,
Yeah. But definitely
Karaoke.
a lot of crazy shit going on. Always support local music. Support local music when it's on a national scale. Like when we get to this spot, I hope you get there. I hope we get to vote for you.
thank you, bro.
And I hope you get to keep going on this thing. And I wish all the best for you, brother.
Thank you, man.
So Aaron and Austin show out, episode 160.